Hi guys, showed you I found this in my stock the other day for shooting paper planes and small balsa planes. And I said I hadn't got the right size rubber bands for it. Now I've been planning to buy some on eBay because I've been looking in all the shops and I simply can't find any decent rubber bands in the shops at all. These are Poundland ones that are too small anyway, and they break. The ones that I've got in there are too big, which is why I've got a knot tied in them to shorten them. But I was looking in my car where I keep a stock of stuff, and I found this box of rubber bands. Now it says size 64 on there and cost me 95p at some time in the past. There is a little bit of a mixture in there, but I think these might be size 64. There's something like about 90 millimeters long and 6 millimeters wide. And that's what these appear to be. So we'll give them a try. The only thing is, because they've been in the car for quite a while, they may have dried out a bit. Now, in my other stock, I've got this stuff. If we focus on it, which you put on your rubber band motors for your model aeroplanes to lubricate the rubber. So I might just try rubbing a little bit of that on them. You don't need much, probably more than I just put there, but you really don't need very much at all. And that just helps lubricate them. I mean, we're not going to be twisting these, so it's not so important for the lubrication from that point of view, because when you're twisting your rubber bands on the model aeroplane, you want them to be able to slide over themselves, whereas here we just want to stretch them. But that's just giving them a little bit of lubrication. They actually feel much nicer now that I've done that, and that's only a tiny little bit I put on there. So that can go back in my stock of stuff. Those can go back in the box. No idea how long I've had them for. I've no idea where I bought them either. I don't recognise Morgan Westley. No idea. Anyway. Come on, don't be awkward. They don't want to sit in there. So that's probably just a little bit too big. Oh, this is getting frustrating. I suppose I could cut those slots a little bit deeper, but that's going to be no good if they're going to flick up over like that. Yeah, I might just modify this a little bit, cut those slots in just a tiny bit deeper. This end seems okay. Probably pay me just to see if I can just deepen those slots by a tiny bit. So back later. Just made the slots a tiny bit deeper so the rubber bands fully sit in there. There we go. Probably too powerful now. Bit of random paper. We'll just do a standard dart again. Nothing clever. Just fold over a little bit for an extra bit of nose weight. Again, we're not going for distance or anything like that. We just want something that will be launched by the launcher. So that's fairly standard. Yeah, that should do. Summary time. It's too powerful now. Yeah. It was crushing the back of the paper plane. So what I did was I inserted a piece of card in there to stiffen it up. Just a bit of that glue stick along the side to stick it in there. And that took the force of the launch. And yeah, we have a overpowered paper plane launcher. I have used it for launching balsa wood gliders in the past, so it does have that sort of power. But yeah, what a fun little instrument, tool, paper plane launcher. I'm not sure if it's supposed to have that curve on it or not, but either way it works. So yeah.